Children. They're like walking biological weapons. Anyway, I was talking to my dad recently, and he told me that he wanted to buy a bulldozer, which is a totally normal thing to say, except that he already owns a bulldozer. He's had it for a long time, I think maybe 12 or 13 years, and he's never really done anything with it. Apparently he must have realized that, because about a week later he called me and told me he was trying to get it running. So it's a 1970s John Deere 450B. It's got a 4-cylinder John Deere diesel engine, 6-way blade. It's a cute little machine. It's got a real nice undercarriage, but it's been in a flood, and the engine and all the gearboxes were filled with water. He had it running after he brought it home, but the steering clutches were frozen, and he never got around to fixing that, and it's just been sitting in the barn ever since. He's got a new battery cables. The engine turns over, but there's no fuel at the injection pump. It also will not run on ether. So that's kind of where the story picks up. I'm going to warn you guys, it was crazy windy. The audio is not the greatest. I did what I could, but it's a little choppy.
These cables on the charger aren't any good, but that's irrelevant. Get to. I really loosened them because sometimes they don't want to do it. But let's do this one. Oh, I got a light somewhere.
It sucks trying to get those things lined or tightened, sealed back up when you get.
Yeah, well, I'll just worry about that one time. This is kind of desperate. And that'll never hurt the battery. And then if we need more, we'll turn it up. I'll start this thing here. Is the noise of this going to fry it up?
Nope, fire it up. All right, we got fresh battery charger, and we're going to jump it off the fork.
So I'm going to ether it right away. We've got nothing to lose here except the building. I don't want to lose it. I should have a fixed team.
I don't see any fuel.
Hear that difference? What's that pump doing?
Nothing.
Well, that's more than I had yesterday. Just because of the ether.
It's not pumping anything though. The Dozer has a Stanadyne Rusamaster rotary injection pump. Pretty sure it's a JDB model, just like the one on that Clark forklift. Might even be the same engine. Anyway, there's multiple things in here that can cause fuel not to be delivered out to the injectors. So fuel comes in here, and it goes into a transfer pump, which is a vane style pump at the back of the injection pump, and it boosts it up to, I don't know, like 70 psi, let's say 5 bars. And there's a pressure regulator here that it goes through. And if that pressure regulator is stuck, I believe that would cause no fuel to get to the injectors. The pressurized fuel, it pushes these plungers out against a cam ring, and then when the plungers turn and contact the cam ring and get squished together, that creates your high pressure, you know, your 1000 psi or whatever that goes out to the injectors. If you don't have that 70 psi, you won't push the plungers out against the cam, and it never makes the high pressure. So that's a second problem. There's a metering valve up here in the top that's basically your throttle that controls how much fuel comes into the injection pump and then how much fuel goes out to the injectors. There's also a delivery valve here. If either of those things are stuck, it could cause the fuel basically not to flow. I believe that the 70 psi pressure is also used down here for the timing advance. It pushes that plunger. Don't know if that could cause the thing not to start, but it doesn't help us because I think it advances the timing or something to make starting easier. Also, I'm pretty sure these pumps are designed so that the fuel should go through them and out to the injectors when they're not running. It's like a priming mode, and it's not doing that either. So our plan is to take compressed air and hook it up here where the fuel normally comes in, and I'm just going to blast it with air at maybe 70 or 80 psi, and if some of this stuff is seized up, maybe we can pop it loose.
Yep. Think I should eat through it? Crank a lot better if I eat.
I'm gonna put some of this carb cleaner in this hose.
Want me to do that?
I got it. Let's fill it up and then we'll blast air on top of it.
Ready? Still not putting the fuel?
I don't think it's coming out the lines.
You can hear the engine changing RPM while it's cranking. So at first it gets real slow, which is ether lock. So basically the ether washes down the cylinder walls and takes away all the lubrication, and it makes the pistons basically stick to the cylinders. Then it kind of comes back to normal. Then it starts to go a little bit faster, and that, I believe, has got to be because fuel is coming out of the injection pump. It's possible it's just the ether making it spin over like that, but I think we're getting a little bit of fuel.
Another can of ether over there. gonna do, we're gonna stay away from the tracks. Okay, a mission somewhat accomplished.
It's a winner.
It's a little less of a boat anchor. They always work really good. I think this thing shows no oil. Must have all leaked out. See that? I think that's no oil. You can't really see that when it's full. So we can look at reservoir cap is right there. Must be out because the hydraulics, there'd be no reason that wouldn't work. And it's got a screen in there. Maybe that comes out. No, I'll have to play with that. I think it's probably out of oil. It's been sitting so long. It's something, if you look there, it's been leaking. So it's probably over the 12 years dripped out all the oil. It may not have been full to start with. So. Cool.
Okay.
I'm happy.
12 years it's been sitting here?
That's more or less.
I was thinking when you parked it there, that tree was about as tall as you.
Not even that tall.
Yeah.
That tree went in there. That tree went in there in '93, so it probably was as tall as me. So in the 12 years, it's moved exactly. If you kind of rotated it, it'd be exactly where it was when I unloaded it. Right here.
It moved back, and now it's moved forward.
Yes. And meanwhile, it's been over there, and that's all the farther it's ever. Well, it's been in front of the shop once. Yep. So okay, I'm happy. It's good. I even got the high, low, and reverse to work. They're not working quite right, but they probably got air in them. That's amazing to me. Clutches are, of course, not working, but I got something to start with now. I might try to start again when I get it turned so I can try the other gears, but I can't do that right here.
So what was the story? This machine was on a golf course that flooded?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah. And as near as I can tell, the water must have been about, in here, because the engine was clear to the top of the dipstick with water in it. And that level is right here. So, yeah, I would say up to the bottom of the motor it had water.
Jeez.
And I drained, I can't remember. was thinking I drained 5 gallons of water out of something. Surely that engine wouldn't have 5 gallons of water in it.
Could have.
It might have. It was a lot because I drained and drained and drained, and I never thought I was going to get any oil. The oil was up on top, of course. Actually, I think it was almost all water because the water had pushed the oil out somewhere, like the dipstick or somewhere. But anyway, that 12 years ago, I put Rizlone and I changed the oil and put Rizlone in, like 2 quarts of it. And I think it only holds like 6. And supposedly, according to Tony, Rizlone only works if you get it really hot. And I never did that, but I figured it couldn't hurt, so I put it in there.
Just to free up the rings.
Just to get everything loosened up.
Yeah.
So now, when I get it where I want it, I'll change the oil again. And I still got to do the transmission. I drained off at least 2 or 3 gallons of water out of that, and it's as is. I never put any more oil in it, so I can assume that's not very good, but I'll drain that and change it now. So I've got enough to start with here. At least I can take it to a sale now and say it runs.
There you go.
And I wouldn't be lying. So great. I'm happy. Thanks for helping.
That's it. He's going to pull the roll cage, stick it in the shop, and start tearing it down. It's a major job to replace the steering clutches. You guys might have seen the series I did about the Oliver OC46, replacing those steering clutches. You pretty much got to take the whole machine apart. So, yeah, I'll give you an update when he gets it done. Shouldn't take more than about 12 years. Thanks for watching.